Hi, this is Joel Swift from Bigger, Brighter, Bolder, the Mindset for Success, and today I want to talk to you about the importance, no, not the importance, the absolute necessity of finding the little tiny nuggets of gold in your life and in your business that make all the hard work worthwhile. You see, often in life, when we're looking at our achievements or we're looking for our successes, we're looking for the equivalent of big lumps of gold and great big clumps of gold and everything else. Quite often in life, we don't get very many of them. What we tend to get is little tiny flecks and flakes of gold on a consistent basis. And then if we stay there panning for gold long enough, we get lucky. We get that big, huge lump of gold. I get a big nugget, and then you say, you know what, all that hard work was worthwhile. And then we go again and we find all the little flecks of gold that say, you know what, I'm going to get more gold. I'm getting more gold right now. It's only little, but there's more gold. And eventually you get another big lump of gold. When we start looking at our successes in life and business that keep us motivated and keep us driving forward, more importantly, of course, keeping our unconscious minds motivated and moving forward, it's the acknowledgement that what we're doing is worthwhile. And if we're only looking for big successes or big lumps of gold, then we're going to get disappointed with all these little flecks of gold. We're going to keep throwing them away and not acknowledging them. And eventually the brain's going to get the message that we're just not getting anything out of life. It's not working. What I want you to do from this moment forward is acknowledge every single little aspect of your life and business that's working for you. It's what I call the little specks of gold. The more gold you see, the more gold you see. So in other words, you get tuned in to seeing that gold. This is actually how you can become someone that's quite positively motivated even in the face of adversity. There's always gold. I'm telling you now, every time you bring that sieve up, there's always gold. Sometimes you get lucky and there's a big old lump of gold. And it happens, you say, you know what, brilliant, you know, I can stay here for another few days waiting for another one of those. But then what happens after a week where there's not one, or a month where there's not one, maybe a year or two where there's no big lump of gold like that? This is the equivalent of the big, huge successes, a big product release, or landing the massive client, or getting the newspaper article written about you that praises you, whatever it might be in your industry sector, your life, something really big. We don't often get many of those. To sustain us through the drought of those big, massive successes, we need to keep finding all those little flecks of gold and flakes of gold that make it worthwhile to be in that river, keep sifting that dirty water. Okay, I hope this makes sense. This is my metaphor I share with people all the time. When you start to tune into those little flecks of gold, you'll start to see that they're always there. This is when you start to become a much more positively focused individual. So not only are you be more positively focused, you're going to be more motivated and more driven. Instead of that nagging thing in your head saying, what's the point, let's give up, let's go home, let's do something else instead, there's that little voice in there that says, it's working, there's gold, it's working. The big stuff's going to come because I can see the little stuff. There's definitely gold here, and if I keep going, I'm going to get that big nugget. Then you get the big nugget and you go, wow, that's the reward I needed, and that will sustain you for a bit longer. But guess what? If there's not another one of those for a little while, quite often there isn't, it's the little flakes of gold that we keep finding in life and business that keep us going. So in your own life, even if you think there's nothing out there that's rewarding you right now, that there's nothing good going on in your life and your business, I'm here to tell you it's not true. I know it feels like that, but quite often it's because what we're looking for is obvious big lumps of gold, or in other words, big lumps of success. Actually, sometimes we have to sieve a little bit more, and we have to get down and get rid of some of that dirt. Instead of throwing the whole lot away, we break it down, and there are some real juicy little bits of gold in there. Maybe not lots, but they're in there. And when we see them, that's what we focus on, and that lifts our spirits and it lifts our motivation. It keeps us going, and eventually we will find those big lumps of gold. The main thing I tell you now that's going to make you successful is about being able to stay motivated over the long term. I sit there quite often and say to people, you know what, success is about being able to see further into the future whilst maintaining motivation today. In other words, the longer the vision you have, then the bigger that vision can be. There's only so much I can achieve by the end of today. I can achieve more by the end of the week, by the end of the year, even more. In 10 years from now, oh my God, I could achieve almost anything. So if I can see further into the future, I can see bigger as well. But the further we go into the future, the less motivated I am today. I need to stay motivated today. And one of the biggest, easiest ways of making that happen for yourself is consistently finding those small flecks of gold, those small rewards, day by day, moment by moment, that make the effort worthwhile. And then those flakes take us to the big chunks, those big chunks to the huge, great lumps. And then we get to live that amazing future. So it starts by every day positively looking at your life and your business. And I always say this: if you can't find your successes in your business, you have to find the success in your business. If you can't find what's good in your life, you must find what's good in your life. It's easy when it's obvious, it's hard when it's not, but when it's not is when we have to do the homework and we have to work a lot harder to find that gold in our life. So keep panning for gold in life and in business. It will keep you motivated, it will keep you focused, it will keep you driven, and it will give that message to your unconscious brain that it's all worth the hard work, and it will take you to those big lumps of gold. You'll get there eventually. Okay, keep panning for gold, keep looking for those successes, stay positively focused on your life and your business, and you will get to that huge vision. Until next time, be successful.